Me. Well, last time I wasn't connected to the Wi-Fi, so I think it cut out the video. But hopefully it'll be good this time. Hopefully they can see everything. Let me check it one more time. Yeah, I think so. Okie dokie. I guess we'll start just a little bit early. Like two or a minute left, but that's okay. So, halito, hachimachugma, hachugma, hachugma. Yeah. Anato amachugma. Omi. So today we're gonna kind of go over what we've been learning Ish and Lee for the past couple of weeks, just because I want you guys to get familiar with Ish and Lee, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and write up the vocabulary words that we kind of went over. So obviously anumpuli, which is what? To speak, to talk, yeah. Then you got achi. What does that mean? To say, okay. What about nosi? Sleep, okay. Let's see, what else? Wakaya, to stand up. From a laying position or a sitting position? Sitting, yeah, there you go. Okay, let's see. Pisa, ha, to look. Yeah, to look. What else do we got? Uh, Issa, what does that mean? Stop, to quit. Yeah. Let's see, what else we got? Um, oh, yeah, the most important words. I forgot. Impa, to eat. And that's general, right? So, what is the specific one? Apa, yeah. Apa. Okay. Let's see, I think we had 10. So, there's Makachi, to say that. Okay. And what was another one? Taloa, yeah. I'll put it right here. Taloa. There you go. It's a little funky, but we try to write it a little bit better. Now I think that should be it, right? Oh, Haklo, yeah, I forgot. See, y'all know more than I do. Hey. Hey, so these are our vocabulary words that we've been working on. Alito. Ishlaga achugma. All right. And so, how would you say you are speaking? Oh, see, you did it again. Yeah. How do you say you are speaking? We just went over this. How do you say the phrase "you are speaking"? A. Ishanopoli. Yeah, Ishanopoli. So now, how do you say "I'm speaking"? Anompalili. Yeah, Anompalili. Okay. You are saying it. Cool. Here, everybody's saying different words. Ishachi. Ishachi. Okay. What about I'm saying it? Achili. Okay. Achili. You are sleeping. Ishnosi. Okay. And then I'm sleeping. Nosili. Yeah. Nosili. Okay. You are standing up. Ishwakaya. Ishwakaya. Okay. I'm standing up. Wakayale. Okay. You are singing. Ishtaloa, okay? I'm singing. Taloale, okay? I'm looking. Pisale. Pisale. See, I tricked you guys up. So how about you are looking? Ishpisa, okay? I'm quitting or I'm stopping it. Isale, okay? What about you are quitting? Ishisa, okay? You are eating. Ishimpa, I'm eating. Impale, impale, okay? You are eating. Remember, we do something with this. Ishpa, there you go. So we take out the upsilon there. So we say ishpa, ishpa, for you are eating it, eating it, or whatever. So like cake, ishpa, you are eating cake. Okay, how do you say I am eating it? Ha, apale. Make sure you say pa, not apa. Apale, pale. Okay. What about you are saying that? Ish makachi, yeah. I'm saying that. Makachile, okay. You are listening. Ish haklo, I am listening. Hakluli, okay, yeah. So we went over those a couple of times for the past couple of weeks. So I hope that still makes sense. Some of you are getting it. Some of you are still looking like, I don't understand. So just remember, any of these verbs, if you want to say you are doing something, like you are talking, you are eating, you are listening, you are seeing, you always say ish, ish, ish haklo, ish anompole, ish shisa, ish wakaya, ish nosi. That's you, just saying you. I'm not pointing to anybody, just the word you. And then when you say I, you say li, but it goes at the end. So anompali li. Remember, just because there's a li there doesn't mean that means I. So anompali li. So extra li. Achile, taloale, impale, apale, makachile, pisale, and so on and so forth. Okay? And so if we go over some new verbs, but we're still saying you and I, what's the only thing that's changing? Just the verb, right? And so we can say whatever we want. Any verb, and then we're just going to plug them in, okay? And so just try to remember that right there. So we got this word right here. Ik be. Ik be. So let's say that. Ik be. Ik be. Ik be. Okay? So remember, we're going back to day one here. Ik be. Not ik be or ik by or whatever. Ik be. Ik be. Okay? And then so it's just two syllables. So ik and then be. Aish. Okay. All right. So does anybody have any idea what this word means? To make, yeah. To make, to build, or to create. It's good that, Choctaw, like I said a long time ago, sometimes we can use one word to mean multiple different things. This is one of them. Ikbi can mean to build, to create, or to make. So if I wanted to, I don't know, build a table, I could say, Aimpa ikbili. Aimpa ikbili. So Aimpa is our word for table because it's a place where you eat at. Anyways, so ikbi. So let's say, how do you say you are making it? Ishikbi, okay? How do you say I'm making it? Ikbili, okay? Yeah. So see, different verb, the pronouns stay the same. Okay? And so let's do oh yeah, this one right here. I'm probably gonna give you like 3 or 4 or 5 different verbs. So without me saying this word, with the rules that you know, the vowels, sounds, how would you say this word? Hopuni, hopuni. Okay, ho, So all you have to do is just break it down by syllables every time. Ni. It's not hoponi. Remember, O in English, we say it like this, O, and then we close our mouths. But in Choctaw, it's just O, and so ni. Okay, so let's everybody say that. Hoponi, hoponi, hoponi. All right. So how do you say you are cooking? Oh, that means cooking, by the way. Halito. Ishoponi, okay? How do you say I'm cooking? Hoponili, okay, all right. See, we're seeing the pattern here. Ish, then li. Okay, hoponi. So what is this one? Ikbi? To make, build, or create. And then hoponi is what? To cook, okay? All right, let's look at another word here. Without me saying it, again, with the vowel rules that we know, the vowel sounds, how would you say this? Apila, apila. How many of you see this word around Choctaw Nation? You've probably seen the word itapila. Itapila. Does anybody know what itapila means? So it comes from this, apila. So apila here, before I do that, just means to help. To help. Okay? But I guess it's like, what is it? IT services at the Choctaw Nation. Ah, cool. Hasimisha Falaya. Apila. So Itapila, that's what you're going to see at the Choctaw Nation IT service website thing or whatever. So literally it comes from Apila, which we just learned is what? To help, okay? So anytime you see ITT and most words, it's going to be together or two people as one, okay? It. So you'll see it in different variations like that one, ita. Then you'll see it and then you'll see it also like it tim. So this just means doing it with one another or doing it together. And so a good example of itta obviously is ittapila. And so if I wanted to say like we are going to meet tomorrow, does anybody know the word for to meet? Afama. And so if I wanted to say we are going to meet tomorrow, unahma Ilitafamachi. See, itafama. Okay? And then iti, let's say, hatag micha ohoyo mat itihulo, which in this case you would have to go like that. Itihulo, that means they love each other. They love each other. But then itim, we can use a verb that we already know. So how do you say speak? Anompole, okay? So with this, how would you say conversation or speaking together? Itimanompole, okay? So all you have to do is it's just a prefix, basically. So something that comes before the verb. So then you would just, all you would do is just itimanompole, itimanompole. So all you have to do is just find out what the root word is. In Choctaw, a lot of things that you see, like there's big words in Choctaw, but a lot of the words that you see are just smaller words put together. I think they do that in English too. And I'll show you this word right here. You're probably going to get a little terrified. That's a big word, right? And so in this, does anybody want to try to figure out how to say that? Yeah, good. Chukma. Sako fahin chashki. And so remember what I said about like Choctaw words and stuff like that? All you have to do is break it down syllable by syllable. Sa, kof, fa, hin, chash. I guess that one would be one. Then ki. Sa, kof, fa, hin, chashki. And so what I'm trying to say to you guys is that when you see big words like this, if you know the root word where it comes from, then you can understand where it comes from. And so breaking it down, it literally just comes from sakofi. Sakofi. Does anybody know what sakofi means? It means to like recover, to get well. I forgot there's a word that I used to use it for, but I can't remember. Takufi, to like make well, basically. Like when you're sick, people will say like takufi to say like, are you getting better or something like that. So takufi to recover, and I can't remember the actual definition of it, but that's what this word comes from. It's takufi. And then when you go down further down here, uh, all you're doing is elongating it. And so, like if we took pisa, that's just looking. But if you wanted to continually look, pihisa, to continually look. And so that's basically all this is doing is taco fahin, because what it's trying to do is taco fahinchi. Taco fahinchi. That's what it's trying to do. So let me erase this real quick. And I know we're going way off course with this, but so yeah, it's like to like get better, to get well, or to recover, something like that. And so taco fahinchi, that's what it's trying to do, but it just elongated it, and so now it's like taco fahinchi, or oops, sorry. And then of course you see this in the Bible in the Choctaw hymns. You always see ashki, That always means like shall, must, kind of like that. And so all it's doing is just adding it to this. But you got two vowels here at the end, and so you just take that away and just add that right there. And that becomes Saku Fahinchashki. And that's in the Lord's Prayer, if you guys didn't know. And so, anyways, going back to what we were talking about, I know I kind of went off course a little bit, but that's okay. So we got Igby. Cool. We got Hoponi. And what was the other one? Apila. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's do this one. Holisochi. Holisochi. Does anybody know what Holisochi means? It's what most of you guys are doing right now. Writing. So holiso by itself, without the chi, just means book, paper, any kind of paper product like that book, that little thing right there he's got, a little notepad or whatever, a newspaper. It could be envelope. It could be whatever is paper. Whatever is made of paper is holiso. But when you say holiso chi, with the chi, it's like to make it that way. And so to make it that way, you have to write things. And so that's what we're going to use for to write. So how would you say you are writing? Ish holisochi. So let's say that. Ish holisochi. Ish holisochi. Ish holisochi. Okay. So let's break it down. Ho lis so chi. Ho lis so chi. One more time. Ho lis so chi. Okay? Now, holisochi. You are writing. Ish holisochi. So everybody, ish holisochi. Achagma. So how do you say I'm writing? Holisochile. Holisochile. So let's try to say that. Holisochile. 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 Achagma. Achagma. Yeah. Okay. And I'll probably give you one more. Let's see. What's another good one? I was thinking about these on the way here, and I totally forgot. um, I don't want to do one with 3 parts to it because that would be confusing. Oh yeah, let's do this. Okay, so how would we pronounce this? Hochifo, yeah. Why is it not Hochifo? Well, that's name, but why is it different? It's got the long E. Because remember what E makes, it goes E, E. And so when we write Hochifo, cool, I can't even spell. I think it's one F. Hochifo. So the I is eh. So just try to remember that. That's why I'm trying to get you guys so familiar with the vowel sounds. That way, because we have another word that I'm about to write up here. I'm not going to have you guys remember it, but Hochafo. So just listen to the difference. Hochifo, hochifo, hochafo. Do you see why vowel sounds are important? Because if you make one mistake on any of these vowels, you're going to be saying something completely different. Because if you say sahochifo yet, you're like, my hunger is, or my reading is, or whatever. So I even messed it up. But so it's important for you to know those vowel sounds. Anyways, we're not worried about hochafo or hochifo because we know hochifo. But does anybody know what hochifo means? To read. Chugma, chugma. So if you're reading a book, how would we say book? We just went over it. Holiso, okay? So hochifo means to read. So how do you say you are reading? Ishochifo, yeah. Be confident. Don't worry about getting it wrong. Just say it out there. Just say it. Okay? I'm reading. Hochifule, okay? Hochifule, okay? So now, how do you say I'm reading a book? Chungma, yeah. Holiso, hochifule. Okay, let's all say I'm reading. Hochifule, hochifule, hochifule. Okay, now you are reading. Ishochifo, okay? Ishochifo, one more time. Ishochifo. So if you say holiso hochifole, and that means I'm reading a book, how do you say you are reading a book? Say it again. There you go. Holiso ishochifo. Okay. Holiso. Remember what I said. If you're talking about an object, that will always go to the front of your sentence. So, and the action always comes at the very end. So in this case, hochifo is the action. So, holiso ishochifo. Holiso ishochifo. So if you were looking at that and I said, Nanta ishochifo, you would say, holiso hochifole. Okay? So these are 5 new verbs. But one thing for this too, hochifo also can mean to like call somebody something. So like if someone was to call me Nia, does anybody want to know what Nia means? Nia means fat. It could also mean like lard. It can mean like shortening, I guess. Lard, Nia, or whatever. But we also have bila, which means grease. But anyways, Nia, you can call somebody fat. So chinia, chi-nia means you're fat. So if I wanted to tell you, don't call me fat, I would say, let me just, you guys got that written down? All that other stuff? Okay. So I'll say, Nia, Nia isahu chifu na. Nia isahu chifu na. Don't you call me fat. And so this is another thing we can learn here. If we just exclude all of that and look at this second half, hochifona. What does that mean? Just by itself, it just means don't call, or if you don't know the context, it could just mean don't read or don't read it. Like if I have a journal and then you're about to open it, I'll say hochifona, hochifona, don't read it. It's got some personal stuff in there. Hey, I was kidding. So na at the end of your sentence just means like don't do it. Don't. But like, I think Choctaw Nation, they'll probably spell it like this. NNA, just to add emphasis. You can do that if you want to. This is how I was taught to do it because the teacher told me, he's like, that's what I like, and I was like, okay, I'll go with that. And so in turn, I kind of liked it too. So, but he told me kind of why he did that, because whenever you're saying it like ish, ho, chi, fo, it's almost like the end is there. So ish, ho, chi, fo, na, like Ishochifuna. It's almost like that. And so I think that's why they write it like that. But to me, I just write it with one N. And so learning what we just learned, how do we say to make, to build, to create? Ikbe. So how do you say don't make it? Ikbe na. And so you want to add that emphasis at the end. Nah. And so you're telling people don't do it, but if you say ikbe na, it's like, are they really gonna listen to you? like, okay, I'm not gonna make it. So you want to say ik bin na. And so how about to cook? What was that again? Hoponi, hoponi. So how would you say don't cook it? Hoponi na, hoponi na. What about don't write it? Holesochi, yeah. Don't forget that chi, because you're just saying don't book. Hey, don't paper. Holesochina, holesochina. Okay, what is the other one? Apila, to help. So how would you say don't help? Apila na. Okay, so if like a little kid was trying to do something and you want them to learn, somebody else is going to go over there trying to help them. It's like pila na. Pila na, let them learn, let them do it. Okay. What about what was the other one? Read. We already did that one. So how would you say don't speak? Anompalina. Say it. Don't be afraid. Ache. Ome. Okay, now how to say don't say it. Don't say it. Don't speak it. Not don't speak it. Don't say it. Achina. Yeah, achina. Okay, what about don't eat it? Well, I'd be like, yeah, actually, that was right. Don't eat it. Apana. Apana. But if you want to say, don't eat, don't eat. Impana. Yeah, see, there's clear differences there. Saying don't eat versus don't eat it. Don't eat it. You're being specific with that one. Okay, what about, what's another one? Don't get up. Wakaya na. Wakaya na. What about don't look? Hasana, yeah. Okay? So you see how easy it is? You just take your verbs and you just add na. Now, you can use that as a command, but sometimes speakers would put the ish in there. And it still would mean just like don't do it. So if I said, Ishpisana, don't you look. Don't you look. Or Ishanopalina, don't you speak. So like you can say it like in English, you can say don't speak, but in Choctaw, most of the time speakers will just say Ishanopalina. They'll put that ish in there. Okay? And so, but it's only commands for like you or y'all, because it sounds weird if we say Ilipana, we don't eat, or something like that. It doesn't work like that. So it only works for you and y'all. You guys remember the word for y'all? Hush. Hush. Hey, no, no, just kidding. Yeah, that's right. Hush, hush. So knowing what we know, how do you say, don't y'all speak? Hashanompalina. Yeah, Hashanompalina. So if I had my Sonic burger or whatever, or my fries, and then you were going to grab, how would you? Or I was going to grab your food. How would you say? Uh, don't eat it. You say well, go. Ishpanna, or you can say ishpan or ishpan. Yeah, actually, never mind. My you said I'm way off course now. So ishpanna, ishpanna. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Or if there's a piece of cake over there and you're not supposed to eat it, ishpanna, ishpanna. But you can also say it like it's most of the time people will use it for like don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, in a commanding way. But you also can do it in a friendly way. You can say like uh, as a tamaha chitoma shiana, like don't go to the city because maybe there's a storm happening over there or something like that. So you want to be careful, or you're trying to have them be careful, and so or like I don't know, maybe there's water that's been there for a while, but it's got like rust in it or something like that. Say shishkuna yamat latiha or something like that. That's dirty or something like that, or even say lakna. Sometimes they use lakna for rust, and so anyways, uh, does anybody have any questions up until this point? Kyo. So I do want to show you the reason why I'm harping on vowel sounds so much is because in English, I'm gonna write a couple of words, and I know this is from a video, but like it just makes me laugh. So how do you say that in English? Tomb. How do you say that? Comb. How do you say that? Bomb. How do you say that? Some. This is why English is ridiculous sometimes. Because in Choctaw, if I heard that, I would say, but we don't have the oo sound, so we can't say tomb. So we would just say tomb, tomb. Comb, we probably just say cum. And then bomb, we would go bomb, bomb. And then for some. So you see, like the differences in English is like depending on where it's paired with, this O sound can change. Oo, O, ah, O. It's kind of ridiculous, right? But if I wrote some Choctaw words like, um, I think it's one L actually. Oops, I think that's spelled that right. Okshanili. I think that might be cool. There. So when you look at Choctaw words, the vowel sounds, like I said, what I've been saying for the ever since we started, once you learn the sound, it never changes. Okay? What is that word? Chumpa. Chumpa. And so since it's paired with an M, it does kind of have like a little bit of a nasal sound. Chompa, Chumpa. Okay, what about this one? Yeah. Say it again. Iskatini, yeah. Iskatini. This one, this is paired with the N. It's kind of like a nasal also. Teeny, which it should be. I feel like it should be. Anyways. Then this one right here. Chito. Chito. How many have you heard Cheeto? Cheeto. We've heard it many times. If I were to hear that and spell it, I would spell it like this. If I just only knew Choctaw spelling, I would spell it like this. Cheeto. Cheeto. Why do we turn our T's into D's? That's because it's the relaxing of our tongue when we're trying to speak in English. And so you'll notice Mississippi Choctaw speakers will do this too. They won't say chito, they say chito, chito. And so it's the relaxing of the tongue, and they flip the T to make it sound like a D in order to say it faster. But this is what's great about, no, okay. Right about trying to like preserve the language a little bit. And I'm not saying it's bad that they do that. I'm not trying to say one is better than the other or whatever. If they said that to you, you still know what they're saying. So I'm not trying to say this one is better, we're saying it better, they're saying it better, or what have you. I'm just showing you the differences. But when you see it like this in Oklahoma Choctaw, we write it like this: chi, to, to. The T always makes the T sound like t, t, t. And so that's why the same thing here. Iskitini, teeny. And it's not iskadini, iskadini. You might hear people say that too. Iskadini, because they say it fast. But anyways, but then when we get over to this side, what's common about all of these? Okay, pretty much. Okay, and so you got right here. How do you say that? Okla, Okla, not Okla, like how people say Oklahoma, Oklahoma. It's Okla, Okla. Okay. What about this one? Oka, Oka. This one right here. Okami, Okami. Okay. Does anybody know what that one means? That means to wash the face. The crazy thing is, we don't even have to say China shuka ont achifa. We don't have to say that. We could just say Okami. That literally all encompasses wash your face or go wash the face, basically. But notice how like this O didn't change, that O didn't change, this A didn't change, and that A didn't change, that A didn't change. They all stayed the same. So this is what I'm trying to have you guys remember this always and always and always. And then Ukshanile, I think I spelled that one wrong, but Ukshanile. Sha, sha, not shoe, not whatever else. Sha. So Ukshanile. Ukshanile. That means to swim. To swim. Some people also use yuppie to swim, but to me, it just means like taking a bath. Well, I mean, if you're taking a bath, you could swim there too, I guess. But what I'm trying to get you guys to remember is that the vowels stay the same no matter where they are, no matter what you see. The only time they might change if you see, cool, if you see an M and N next to them. So what does anybody know? Everyone should know this one. How do you say that? Huh? You say Tanichi? It's not spelled like this. Tanichi, that's what you said. That's not what it is. It's Tanchi. Tanchi. You know Tanchi. And then this one too. Like I said, a lot of times we say ta, ta, but when it's paired with the N, any vowel, it'll turn it to like a nasal sound kind of. So Tanchi. Tanchi. It's not Tanchi. A lot of people will read it and they'll say Tanchi because that's what English vowel sounds. Tanchi. But then this word right here too. Umba. Umba. So if it's paired with an N or an M, it's always going to turn it slightly to a nasal sound. So it's not omba, omba, it's umba, umba, umba. And so you could spell it like this, honestly. I think this is how Mississippi does it. And I kind of like that way because that's how you say it. Umba, umba. But since the writing and like to help English learners to learn the Choctaw language a little bit better, they put it there because it is slightly there, just a little bit. When you say umba, you hear that M just slightly. Umba, umba. Even if you try to not say it, you're still going to try to say it. You're still going to almost say it. Unless you say umba, umba. But we don't say it like that, so we say umba, umba. So that's why they implemented these rules. If it's an N, but like, don't always treat it that way though. It's you just got to know. Unfortunately, that's the most unsatisfying answer. Is like a lot of the words is you just got to know. And so let's see. I think there's and then H's have a role too. A lot of times people don't pronounce the H's in some words, but they're there for a reason. Like tohbe. So you hear that oh. And so if you put your hand next to your face and you say toh, you should feel that puff of air come right out of your mouth. Toh, toh, tohbe, tohbe. So that's what that H is there for. Tohbe. And we have that in a word that we already know, which is ho chiful. Ho chiful. And a lot of the new learners now are saying hosh chiful. Hosh. Hosh chiful. I don't see no SH in there. But it's just kind of slang now to do that. It's almost kind of like the easier way to do it. But I still kind of say hochifu, hochifu, hochifu. So I like to do the old sounds because I was taught by elders and they just, all they talked about was preserving the older sounds. And so that's kind of what I do. But I don't knock anybody that says that either because it's, like I said, if they said it to me, I still understand what they're saying. Okay? So hochifu, hochifu. And then I think there's another one. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. The one, the one that messes everybody up. Hey. And so, if you listen to like some of the older speakers, like Nora Samuels, does anybody know Nora Samuels? He lives in Oklahoma City, and if you actually listen to how he speaks Choctaw, oh my goodness, it's like bread and butter. It's really nice. Yeah, he's from Hornaby, yeah, but he lives in Oklahoma City now. And so when he says it, he goes chahta, chahta, and I like that how he says it like that, chahta, chahta. And a lot of people nowadays they'll like not the naholos or I don't know, I want to say that, but a lot of people will say it like that, chahta, chahta. I'm not. That's not wrong either. I mean, grammatically, properly, it is wrong. But if you say chatta siyo hoki, I still know what you're saying. But to preserve the old sound, you want to say chahta, chahta. Have that puff of air come out. Chahta, chahta. So let's try that. Chahta, chahta, chahta. Okay, yeah. So the reason why, like I feel like some of the things that were called, like, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Seminole, Creek, and all that stuff, is because that's how the English people heard us say that. And so they would probably spell, like, I don't know, Choctaw like this, like cha, like, or it actually probably would spell like that. Choctaw. Because if we said it Choctaw, that's probably how they would spell it. But the old speakers were probably saying Choctaw, Choctaw. And so that's what it sounds like when you spell it like that. Choctaw, Choctaw. So they were saying, they actually probably did the T a little bit harder. So Choctaw, Choctaw, Choctaw. And so you hear the difference. They would have spelled our tribe's name like that if it was Chutta, Chutta. But they spelled it like this because probably the old speakers were saying Chahta, Chahta, Chahta. Okay? And so this this H right here is important. Every letter in the Choctaw language has a role, or at least in Oklahoma, because Mississippi has a different spelling. And if I would learn theirs, I'd probably figure out a little bit of linguistic stuff with them. But I just know Oklahoma Choctaw writing system, and that's what I got used to, and so that's what I stick with. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying theirs is wrong because that's how they view it and that's how they learn it. If they learn it their way, then good on them. But like for us here in Oklahoma, we want to try to remember how to say it in our way too. Okay, and so chahta, chahta, chahta. So now you would say, let's say chahta sia huki. Chahta sia huki. Chahta sia huki. Achungma, yeah. All right. So does anybody have any questions? Any questions at all? Does anybody remember what to cook was?
Oh, you know, we talked about those vowels earlier.
Uh-huh.
Say like bird and sun. See if you mess up with your
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah. So he was just saying, if we say this, which that's the upsilon, and then we do this one. How do you say that one? See? They would look at this and say, oh, that's this one right here. So hashi, ha she, ha she, and then hoshi, ho she, hoshi. This means sun and this means bird.
But if you get those vowels wrong, like in that case.
Yeah, if you get those vowels wrong, someone might say like, if you're that we have a game sometimes. Well, when I was working with Choctaw Nation, we had a game where like we would ask you, "Are you the bird?" Like everybody would get in the circle. The person that was looking for the bird would just go sit face that way, and then we would pick one or two birds, and so he would come in to the circle, and he would just go around and just ask everybody, "Hoshichiaho, Hoshichiaho, are you the bird? Are you the bird?" And you can say, "Kio, Hoshisiekio," which is a good way to help people learn Sia and Chia. But if you said, "Hashichiaho, are you the sun?" You don't want to say that. Or if you want to say like, um, you could say Hashi Pinsale, I see the sun. But if you say Hushi instead and you're trying to say sun, someone will be like, "Where's the bird at? I don't see no bird." But they're going like this, like Hashi Pinsale, I see the sun. But they're like, "I don't see no bird up there." So vowel sounds are important. And I just want to really drill that into you guys that they're important. And so before we close out, I just want to go over it one more time. A, I'm just kidding. Um, upsilon, and then nasal A. And then you got E, I, nasal I. Then you got O, U, boomer sooner. Hey, no, be my golly. Okay, so I always like to do this. I want to. So you got your long sounds, you got your short sounds, and then you got your nasal sounds. So ah, ah. Then you got e, e, e. Then you got o, o, o. Okay. Now we got the short sounds. Literally the same sounds here, just shorter. Ah, 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 eh, 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 oh, oh, oh. And then these ones right here, your nasal sounds, literally the same sounds as your long sounds, but just nasal. Ah. Oh, you get it? Hey, you know. Ah. Ah. Okay. E. 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 Oh. Oh. Okay, yeah. So the vowel sounds are important. These are the main ones. The main ones. Of course, you got your diphthongs. You got the ones that are, like this one, which is like AO, which actually sounds like AW. Like when we say Taloa, you could spell it TALOA, or you can spell it TAL Talo OWA. Couldn't even remember how to do it. But yeah, you got those two, and then like your AI, which literally just sounds like the letter I. So I, but sometimes people say A for that too. And so for that one, the example I like to use is, I know we're running out of time. And I'm just trying to shove all this into your brains. Istiope. I think that's how you spell it. Istiope. So literally, Istiope. Istiope. And so some people will say I, Istiope. Some people might say A, Istiope. Istiope. They're both correct. It's just, yeah, ain't it or in it? A. So, Istiope. And so this is the one thing that, me and my mom say all the time. She heard her mom say Kaya, Kaya. See, it's A. But I've always been taught Kaya, Kaya. But I don't correct her when we say that because that's how she heard it. And that's honestly correct too, So Sakaya, when you say that, Sakaya, you can say that for I'm full. You ate too much and you're full. But sometimes some speakers might say Sakaya, Sakaya. They'll say Chikaya home, Chikaya home. Or in mom's case, Chikaya home. Hey. But either way, so like that's why I was saying like the AI kind of changes a little bit. That's the only one that might change, but they're too far in between that it's kind of hard to miss that. Okay. So, anyways, Alito, are you here for Choctaw class? Oh well, we're about to be finished. All right. So, does anybody have any questions? I know I kind of went over a lot with the last bit, but I kind of wanted to jam a little bit of it in there because this will probably be our last one for the year. Of course, there's only like 3 weeks left of the year left, so 3 or 4 weeks left. So, but we might try to start in January. I'll have to like figure out. We might start in February actually because I have to figure out my work schedule and stuff like that for this upcoming year. So, but I'll keep you guys in mind. I got your phone numbers and stuff, and I got you guys' phone numbers now, and so I'll keep you guys in contact. But this will probably be the last one for the year. But if you have any questions, you can hit me up on Facebook. If you got my number, you can hit me up on my cell phone. Texting is preferred because I'm always working. I don't know why I'm always working though. But does anybody have any questions other than that? Is anybody worried about losing your Choctaw that you just learned? Are you going to use it whenever you go home? Hey. No, just kidding. Well, I just want to say, huh?
I said, what's that moving?
Bust out the ruler, yeah. Hachi famalachi. Hey, no, just kidding. That means I'll spank you all, or but with a ruler. I'm not that kind of. So, anyways, Istiope. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that means last. Last. Yeah. Like if I said like in that song 120 that we sang last week, we started off Nita Istiope Mano. So it's talking about Nitak Istiopic Mano. It's saying, as for the last days, Jesus had hinted. Jesus is coming. Jesus shall come. Amalahu leto pama. My sacred children, my holy children. He's saying this to us. My children, Chihot Aya Lishki, I'm going to get you. So, Nitak Istayopik Mano, Jesus at Mihintit, Amalla Holitopama, Chihot Aya Lishki. So, as for the last days, Jesus is going to come. And he's going to say to us, my sacred children, I'm coming to get you, or I'm going to get you. And so that's kind of, just gave me goosebumps for saying that. Because that's the truth, that's what's going to happen. And so that's why it's important to learn these, and especially when you sing these songs and stuff like that, because they have meaning behind it. It's not just singing, Shalom Bisholi Tohama. What are you saying, really, And so you want to make sure you understand the words. And so sometimes it's better to know that. You can sing a song as good as you can, and people will feel moved by it. But if you give them the words of what you're singing, it might have that much more impact on it. And so that's what I try to do sometimes. So, all right, I went over just a little 2 minutes. So I hope you guys can forgive me for that. Hey, but we will see you next year. So, hachabi salachigi. Umi. Well, I have to look at my schedule, but I'm probably, if I can, I'll start back in January, but let's just plan for February. Kalito. Umi. Hachapin salachigi. Next year, ma. Hey. Or for me, minti pa. Hachapin salachigi.